Ultra-processed foods that are making us sick, plain and simple.
San Francisco's city attorney says he's filing a lawsuit on behalf of the people of the state of California, suing 10 major corporations, and he's hoping others will follow.
Our case is about companies who design food to be harmful and addictive and marketed their products to maximize profits. Like the tobacco industry, they knew their products make people very sick, but hid the truth from the public.
In the lawsuit, Chu claims the foods have created a health crisis, leading to chronic diseases like cancer, depression, and type 2 diabetes, and that local governments have been forced to shoulder the cost of treatment. It's seeking financial compensation for cities that have treated sick residents.
I guess I'm not surprised. San Francisco is a very liberal city, so if someone has to do it.
Some San Francisco residents are not surprised by the lawsuit. Others say they've been worried about ultra-processed foods for a while.
I started to read the ingredient list, and I am reading them every time I buy them nowadays.
The big question some people are asking about the lawsuit, why now?
The studies have finally come out that show conclusively the link between ultra-processed foods and all of the incredibly horrific healthcare outcomes that we've been seeing in recent years.
This recent study that shows that almost 70% of calories that kids ingest are ultra-processed foods is mind-blowing to me. And this is not nutrition. We just have to stop poisoning our kids.
Consumer Brands Association represents many of the corporations being sued. It responded today saying in part, quote, food and beverage manufacturers continue to introduce new product options that include increased protein and fiber, reduced sugars and sodium, and no synthetic color additives. In San Francisco, Suzanne Fawn, ABC 7 News.
Finally, the American people are going to get some sort of relief from the poisoning that's been happening from ultra-processed food companies for decades. I'm Rosemarie Havsom. I'm back again to let you know that you can take full control of your life by what you choose to put at the end of your fork. So let's get into it. For the first time ever, this is historic, and that is the city attorney of San Francisco, David Chu, announced the first of its kind record-breaking lawsuit against 10 of the major ultra-processed food companies that have been poisoning the American public for decades. This is an amazing step that the city of San Francisco has taken on to combat the mass public health catastrophe that's going on right now with metabolic diseases, cancer, and all of the other diseases in between that have been caused directly by ultra-processed foods. And these companies know it. And finally, someone is standing up against these Goliath corporations that have been knowingly killing people. Yes, allegedly. Here's the thing about it. The problem has always been about the effect of these convenience foods and these chemicals that have been put together knowingly and deliberately and have been marketed to the Black and brown communities. So Black people in America have been marketed to heavily by these corporations, by these evil, unbelievable ultra-processed food corporations who knowingly targeted Black people to buy their food. And many people are speculating that that's because the Black spending power is so strong. At last count, it was $1.6 trillion that passes through the hands of Black America, making the country strong and making Black people poor. Let's not even go into that. Let's talk about what this lawsuit means. For the first time ever, ultra-processed food manufacturers are now going to be held accountable for the damage that they have done, the deaths that they've caused to the people of the United States. And I applaud it. As a natural practitioner and as a certified holistic nutritionist, it has always been my mission to help people get healthier. And that's the point of being on this channel, because we need to get the word out. And not only do we need to get the word out, but we need to execute. We need to take action to save ourselves. So this is a watershed mark for San Francisco and how they are trying to counteract the damage that has been done. So who is on the chopping block when it comes to taking accountability and is named in this lawsuit? Well, it's the usual contenders: Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, General Mills. These are the people, just to name a few, that have been poisoning people over time. And it's just so crazy to think about it. Now in the United States, 70% of all food in the United States is ultra processed. So what does that mean? That means that these companies have taken on such a huge portion of the market that the American public has no choice. They seemingly give you choice because when you walk down any of the grocery aisles, there is so many different brands and choices to choose from when it comes to quote unquote food. The problem is that everybody knows, who are real health and wellness people. Everyone knows that when you walk into that grocery store, everything in the middle aisles is dead food, and we really shouldn't be eating any of it. There are exceptions, of course. So certain canned foods are good to consume. But for the most part, all of the breads, the cereals, the jams, the jellies, the yogurt, the candy, the flavored nuts. I mean, there's so much. And let's not forget about the manufacturers of candy. Can we talk about gummy bears? Can we talk about Skittles? Can we talk about just about all of the candy bars that are available? All of it is ultra processed, and most of it, if not all of it, is made up of very unhealthy components: seed oils, fillers, artificial colors, artificial flavors. All of these are put together. And of course, the favorite of ultra processed food is high fructose corn syrup. All of these things have been put together and have developed a recipe for disaster, for metabolic disease. So we're talking about heart disease, cardiovascular disease. We're talking about type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity. All of these conditions are as a direct result of the American public eating these ultra-processed foods. And if we even look at it further, there is a distinct link between ultra-processed foods and cancer risk. Colorectal cancer, for example, has been attacking the American people, where we're seeing younger and younger people are getting cancer. Colorectal cancer. And it's as a direct result of not only drinking energy drinks, but from eating ultra-processed foods. Pop-Tarts, Hot Pockets, Lunchables, all of these very popular food items that are considered to be food or are labeled as food are not food. Ice cream even is not even ice cream anymore. If you look at the label, it says nothing about ice cream. It will say something about a frozen product or a frozen dessert, but nothing that says that it's ice cream.
Okay, so I bought some Breyers because there was buy two get three free. And if you notice here, it says frozen dairy dessert. Yes, it is not ice cream anymore. And the list of ingredients go on and on. This is a company that used to be all natural, but now it just says quality since 1866. Now, this product I left out overnight because I was so disgusted. I tried to eat it. It was disgusting. I couldn't even get through a few bites here, but this is what it looks like if you leave it out overnight. Does this look to you like ice cream? Of course it isn't. It's frozen dairy dessert, but are you kidding me? Who wants to put that in them? Who wants to eat that? It's the most disgusting stuff I've ever had, and it's so sad because this used to be a great brand, but now they've just gone to making crap.
Jelly and jams, they're all filled with high fructose corn syrup a lot of times and very little fruit. a lot of preservatives and colors that are added. It's just absolutely abhorrent the way that these ultra-processed food manufacturing companies have gotten away with this for so long. And I applaud David Chu and I applaud the city of San Francisco for standing up, because it is costing them millions in losses, the healthcare crisis. So that's what they're suing the ultra-processed food corporations for, is the ballooning amount of their healthcare costs. San Francisco has suffered with many crises, and now ultra-processed food has been added to that list. So it's quite obvious why the city is done with it. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be very interesting to see how many other cities across the United States are going to take part and maybe even wage their own war against ultra-processed food. So we'll see it as a test case for other opportunities for other cities to sue as well. This will either force these ultra-processed food companies to then get back to producing real food, so that the American public, especially Black America, can have a fighting chance of being healthy instead of being fat, weak, and almost dead. And in many cases, early onset diseases and early or premature death. Another factor of ultra-processed foods is the effect on the mind and the brain. And a lot of these ultra-processed foods have been contributing to the astronomical amount of depression. Depression has been linked specifically to many of the components that are being used in ultra-processed foods. So when we see that so many people, especially younger people, are suffering with depression and at times clinical depression and have to be medicated for it, it is just a savage cycle of suffering and unnecessary suffering. So what do you think? Do you think that Black Americans are actually going to benefit from this lawsuit? Do you think that it's something that we should be looking out for? And what do you think about convenience foods? Because when it comes right down to it, what are we supposed to eat? We're supposed to eat real food, but it's getting more and more challenging to even find real food. But there is still a way. And the way to do it is to eat a lot more fresh fruits and vegetables. If you can do organic, please eat organic. That is the best scenario. If you cannot, then try to clean your vegetables and your fruits as best as possible, or grow them yourself, or make networks, communicate with people who grow their own food. The second thing that you can do is to find the suppliers of real food. If you're a meat eater, to find the suppliers who actually raise their cattle and raise their chickens in a humane environment. If you're plant-based, then look for things that are not GMO, if possible, or grow your own. There's so much that we can do to save ourselves. We're dying prematurely. Black people don't seem to be getting the seriousness of this. We've become used to just normalizing taking medications for preventable chronic illnesses. Yes, ultra-processed food is a big factor. But the other factor that we need to look at too is the accountability part for Black Americans to change their habits and to get healthier, stay hydrated, exercise, eat good food, get proper sleep, and manage your stress. These things alone, if we combine them with not eating ultra-processed foods, will go a long way in helping prevent some of these chronic illnesses that can be avoided with healthy and positive lifestyle. What do you think? Please comment it down below. What do you think about this lawsuit and how far you think it's going to go? Are you paying attention and taking a look at it? Or do you think that this is all just hyped? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And remember that I too have a YouTube channel, and that is Havsom. It's spelled H-A-V for Victor, S-O-M for Mother, where we'll continue the conversation there.